Hey, we're Jungle Beats. I'm Alexander Man.
I'm Alexander Sandalis, and we're deciding to do a video about what's next for Jungle Beats. You know, we're realizing that we've been stagnating as a channel, and as even people, we've been stagnating a little bit, and you know, we're losing some of the audience that we've worked so hard to build. You want to touch on anything?
Well, yeah. So we reached out to a lot of people about why we were losing viewers, why, and all that. So we reached out on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and we got some really honest and good replies that were just eye-opening to us. Some of them were based on our length of videos, some of them were based on our content, and some of them were based on just little things that being distracted and not paying respect in ways. So we're here now to address what has been shown to us and what changes that we're willing and want to make it more enjoyable for you guys out there.
Exactly, like summarize that well. And for the irony's sake, we understand that our videos are quite long, so we want to try and make this as succinct as possible right now. So we're going to address all the things that we are going to try to do better in 2018 as a channel, as people, as reviewers, as that. So we've come to all of you. You guys are giving us some really honest responses, and we want to listen, because without you guys, we're nothing. So one of the things is time length, and we understand that we can make some pretty long videos because we love to fucking talk. Just
fucking love it.
Music is amazing. We love to talk about music, you know, to dissect it, to uncover it. There's so many layers. This person has put thousands of hours into their work, hundreds of hours. You want to dissect it. We understand videos are too long. We hear you. You can't sit through 50 minutes, 40 minutes. We understand only a select few are. So we're going to try and do our very best to keep videos at a maximum of 30 minutes. And try and get them 15 to 30.
Yeah. The goal is to probably keep it around the 20-minute mark or just under, but obviously some albums we're going to do we're going to have a lot of tracks, so we're just going to have to try and buy the bullet, cut a lot of content even if we want to keep it, just to keep it so that when you guys get home or when you do check us out, instead of being like, I don't have the time to check this out, or, you know, I'm like, just so you basically just have the time and you want to click on our videos because you realize that, you know, it's just easier for you.
2, thumbnails.
So with the thumbnails, Alex decided to switch it up, and we really like what we've done now. So what we do is at the end of our videos, we get like a video of us trying to react to it, and then we choose the best reaction to it, and we've been putting it on there. But a lot of people, or a few people have been saying that, like, when they search for our videos, because people are subscribed to a lot of people, they search for the bright text, and that's how they found our videos. Yeah. And we really thought that was fair, because when people got onto us, subscribed to us, that was what we were doing a lot. So what we're thinking of doing is keeping the new structure of the thumbnails we're doing, but also keeping the bright text there. So we're going to be trying that out, and also just let us know what you're thinking about thumbnails as we go along, because if it's still sort of not, you know, melding, then we're happy to revert back to the old thing. We'll
do polls on this, and make sure you click the polls, yes or no, and you know what you think, if these are good ideas as well, because we've tried to listen to you, we're trying to implement, adjust, change, reinvent ourselves. 3, now this is a whole new format we think we might experiment with the way we react and review, and this is thanks to Michael Anderson on Patreon. He came with this idea, and you actually said it before even reading it.
It was really weird, because we sat down before and wanted to really talk about this and do something about the steady decline of our subscribers, and then yeah, I pretty much voiced the exact same thing that this man spoke, and then Sandy showed me and I was just like, holy shit, it must be a sign. So I really like this idea. I want to try it out and see if it works. So we'll tell you now what we're going to want to try and do.
So it's basically separating the reactions from the reviews. A lot of channels are either a reaction or a review. You go to Quint, you're getting a reaction. You go to Dead End, you're getting a review. You go to Sean C, you're getting a bit of both, but he's done it so well. Like, props to him. Like, he's really doing well at doing both. We've done both for a while, reaction, review, but now we want to separate it.
So what we want to do is when we do our reaction, we want to do it as a separate video, and we're going to basically sit down and just let the whole thing play from start to finish. No awkward changes, standing up and noises and stuff. Just start to finish, just pure reacting. But what we want to do as well is keep notebooks on us, so we can just write points. And that way we're not on our phones, we're not distracted, but we're just constantly, if we're inspired, we hear something, we write it down. And then that'll be our reaction. And at the end, we'll probably have a quick conclusion, just like a quick conclusion to talk about it, but it'll be mainly about the reaction. We'll probably keep the same formatting, because I think the black and white really works with that, but we'll see how we go about that. And then
we're going to do a final thoughts video. So basically we're going to do a review video. So we'll do another chat, we'll talk, probably on the same day, because it's more efficient, because it takes us an hour to get to the studio. So probably on the same day, After finishing the reaction, we'll just do a review. And we'll talk for 5 to 10 minutes. Again, keeping it short and succinct, but just talking about what we thought of the tracks and the cohesiveness and the album in itself. So we put up a reaction, then we put up a review. People want to hear us talk. They can hear us talk. People want to hear us get wild. They can see us get wild.
Exactly. So that's the goal. We're going to probably do this with one or...
So yes or no? Yeah. Poll.
We'll do this probably like 1 or 2 videos, and then we'll put the polls out, and we just want to hear what you guys really think, because that's what matters. If you like it, we'll probably stick with it. If not, we'll revert back to what we do, but just shorten the lengths. Like I said, under 30 minutes, preferably 20 minutes. But this way we want to kind of do, what we want to try is 10 to 15 minute reaction to a 10, 15 minute conversation, and just have them separate. Yep. That's kind of what we're going to try and see how it flows. Yep.
Thanks for being so honest, guys, and being active on the community polls through YouTube. Yeah. But there's something you said to me before, to summarize it, to close out this video. You said, we want to do what you guys want to do, but we also need to do what we want to do, and we also need to do what's good for our culture in Australia. You want to talk about that third?
What we really want to do, so with our Patreon, with what you request, we still really want to do that. And obviously we don't get to all of that, so we apologize for the ones we don't get to. We want a third of our work to be for you. And another third we want it to be for ourselves, because we're so passionate about a lot of stuff. And so we really want to push that out there for you guys to hear. And then another third, we've realized that, because we're from Australia, Melbourne, a lot of hip-hop, R&B, and music in general within Melbourne at the moment is really starting to get a huge rise. And we're starting to surround ourselves around a lot of people that make music and are friends with people that make a lot of dope music. So we want a third of our content to be towards the culture within Melbourne and Australia with music. So that's what we want to be doing for 2018.
And we recognize that the Jungle Beach driving video is why we try to diversify the content, trying to give you something a little different, be more consistent. That around that time we started doing that was when we started to stagnate as a audience. The audience started stagnating, we started to go down a bit, and it was like we were probably flooding you guys a bit too much. I thought it was a good idea to experiment with. It didn't work.
It didn't work. Well, that's the thing. Like, we can acknowledge that. Like, we thought we'd try this out, give you a bit more, but what it turned out is most people didn't want to see that. And yeah, we can acknowledge that. So
those videos are just going to go up on Facebook now.
Just put it on a different platform. So you can still view them for those who do enjoy it, because I think it was pretty cool to recap, but we now realize that our reviews and reaction is what you guys want to see and what we got to do more. Yeah, so that's kind of like a cap of what we want to do better. And like we said, we're going to put everything up on polls. We're going to put everything out, and you guys will decide if we should keep doing it that way or if to revert and just improve it and those techniques.
I'm looking at my phone right now, even though I shouldn't be, but it's because it's something relevant to what I wanted to talk about. Give me a second, let me just read this. Something really interesting I read on the fact of, like, everyone's criticized. Everyone is at some point criticized for what they do. And it says, anyone who has done anything consequential, whether good, bad, ugly, or worse, has been criticized, sometimes for things they deserve to be and sometimes for not. Mother Teresa and Winston Churchill, they all face this opposition of the public, the press, and even among people closest to them. They had their names dragged through the mud, motives questioned, and their methods scrutinized, which it feels like, well, not those people, but feels like that's happening a little bit now. And yet all of those people found ways to get through the noise. They found ways to manage their reactions and responses, to discipline themselves and continue to press on. So if you take the heat, deservedly or not, just remember, it doesn't matter what they say. You can choose whether you care about that or not. It only matters what you do. Now, I think it matters what you guys say, but at the same time, we have to stay true to us as well and just keep pushing on. And this is us trying to push on, reinvent ourselves, and continue to do what we love.
It's about finding a balance that works for us, but also more importantly works for you.
I want to talk about just the fact that some people think we're losing some of the energy and the passion and some of what we originated with, like our roots. And I feel that because now, and I want to explain why that's happened, why I think that's happened. Because originally we worked on radio. It was such a cool, unique thing to go on radio. It had such a unique energy.
The energy is very different to the energy we surround ourselves about now.
Exactly. And there's a little bit of politics, finances associated with what we do now. So it's no longer a thing of, it's like, I'm walking in thinking logistically, okay, we've got to do this, this, and this. And that's not how we did it when we did radio. We just came in, we fucking just did our thing.
Yeah, we just did our thing. And it'd be nice to try and revert back to that.
I'd love to go back on radio one day and get back to that.
Oh, 100%, man. If we can keep getting our content, develop more of a fan base, especially here in Australia, then hopefully we can push towards the radio station that want us to have on and let us have the freedom to do what we want to do.
Yeah, we'll do our best to see if we can create that opportunity. But that's the reason why we don't have that same energy, because it's not the same place, it's not the same environment, right? And suddenly I'm thinking about now, all right, we got 6 months on the lease, we got thousands of dollars to pay, we got a studio to build, we got this, and this. Now we got to all these things associated with the studio that we didn't have previously. So it's like things weighing on our mind that affect the energy. And that's just how it is. We got 6 months left on the lease. Things will progress and change, and we'll see what happens after that.
We're Jungle Beats.
Thanks for watching. Please leave your comments. Please leave your feedback below.
Exactly.
They asking where the fuck I been, cause I been up to something, put my all in it. I was working when they really wasn't. I'm smoking ounces down, they got my feet up off the ground. I been really off the map, I'm plotting, I ain't been around. Yeah, I had to get into my prime shit, really on my grind with night terrors present every time I close my eyelids. But pressure makes diamonds pay attention when that light hit. No new niggas around me, had to hit them with the Heisman.